Hello, I'm Jomika, and today I'm going to show you how to build this version of a fully AFK carrot and potato farm. I guess it would be either or, not both, using the new villager mechanics in 1.12. But before I get into the tutorial, I wanted to show off some builds that were done by fellow Bedrock members, Mustang Girl and Generous Gaming. After I show those off, I will show you how to build the farm and explain how it works. And then at the end, I'll show you how these command blocks work and what I used to get the villagers to move in and out. And yeah, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment letting me know if you would like to see more Bedrock tutorials. And if you like this tutorial, be sure to hit that like button. So let's head over to Mustang Girl's build and we'll check that out and see what she's done. Alright, so here we are at Mustang Girl's build. She told me that this wasn't her normal style of building, which I agree with. I think she usually does more stone and wood type buildings. But she wanted to stick to a design that would fit my base, so I could use it in my Bedrock base if I wanted. It definitely matches, and she did a really good job on it. Lots of green, which my base is. But if we take a look here, she went with potatoes, and she designed the outside with flowers and grass and all that good looking stuff. She even left a little opening for us to get in if we wanted. Just got to make sure that no villagers are here so they don't escape. And yeah, they got little sleeping spots and composters in there so they can go ahead and do their thing. If we come over here and push this button, we'll send the villagers into the farm. They'll head up here and they can start doing their thing. Looks like I broke that. We'll have to get a hoe and fix that. But yeah, this is Mustang Girl's design on the little farm that I've created. So yeah, be sure to check out her channel if you're interested in more of what she does. And let's head over to Generous Gaming's build and take a look at that one. One little note on Mustang Girl's design is she has added in beds and the composters. It's basically turned this into a villager breeder, which we don't really want. I guess you could, if you wanted to also have a villager breeder in, you could do that somehow, but that's not what this tutorial is for, so I wouldn't recommend adding any extra beds in the area, because yeah, it looks like they fall down and shoot off all of these minecarts. So just a small note, if you do decide to build this, be careful of the beds. And here's Generous Gaming's build. This is kind of his style. He's always doing like same kind of wood house, stone structures. They're all definitely different. He's always pretty good with the land outside of his builds too. But if we go inside here, we can take a look, and he's definitely done the farm barn house looking thing. Got some extra storage inside, and we have the carrots planted in here with a little planter box and the lights hanging from above. Yeah, and then head outside here, just take a look around just to see the entire build. It's a nice big looking structure, definitely hides all the redstone components and the farm if that's what you're trying to do. So another good build by a Bedrock member. So let's go ahead and go back to my redstone world, and I can show you guys how to build the farm by itself. Okay, so here is the build. It's super easy to do. There's not much to it. This is water in the middle here just to hydrate all this farmland. There's a fence around here to keep the villagers in place. And then these observers and pistons here work together. So if we add carrots here, anytime the villagers come in and plant carrots here, it'll break that off. This will stay hydrated, it'll stay farmland, and then they can come back again and keep on doing this over and over again. And then when they run out of carrots, they can just come out here, harvest some carrots for themselves, and then come back and do it all over again. So below here we have hopper minecarts that collect it. There's 3 rows here. You don't need all 3, but for efficiency, you should put in all 3, because sometimes they'll throw carrots around, sometimes carrots will get thrown off into the back here. They'll kind of be stuck on the piston, and if that happens, the villager will just stand here staring at that carrot like, I want that carrot, I can't get to it. So they'll just keep standing there until it despawns, and yeah, that's no good. You could probably do without this one closest to the farm. That's just there because those farmers throw carrots back and forth at each other, and that just picks it up, kind of speed up the process of collecting all the carrots. So when they are in the farm, go ahead and send those guys in. Yeah, they'll do their thing. They'll plant carrots. They don't have carrots right now to do anything with, but that is what they'll do. And to make it a little better, what I do is I destroy their composters. They're not happy about it, but they don't try to get to it. It's just something with the villagers. Once they're farmers, it's okay. They don't really need it, and they don't try to get to it. So yeah, that's what I do. So let's go ahead and I will show you exactly how to build this layout here, and then we can start on the redstone after that is built. Okay, to start, you're going to want to either dig down by 2 underground or build up 2 if you want it above ground. But basically you need 2 blocks underneath, and you want to do a 16 by 16 border around it. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You're going to do the same thing on this side. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And you are going to place dirt in between this whole area here. This will actually be your farmland, and the border is just there to make things easier. You could obviously do a little bit bigger if you wanted, but this is just kind of, this size seems to work pretty well. The villagers don't ever run out of carrots, and yeah, it's always growing, and they have unlimited supply of carrots, so they can keep giving you all the carrots they harvest. So let's go ahead and finish that in. And then you want to keep the villagers in the farm. You don't want them running off to different areas or anything getting in at them. So I like to put a fence around them just to keep them inside their little villager home. From here, you're going to want to go in 4, I believe it is. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be your water. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one will be right in there. And I like to put glowstone underneath just to keep things lit up a little bit. And then we're going to place a trapdoor on top and water inside. And the trapdoor will keep the villagers above, so they're not running around and jumping and ruining farmland. This will hydrate everything, and the lighting will just add a little bit of lighting to keep things safe. So you could place it on the top of the dirt block there, and it'll be a waterlogged block, and you can walk right over it, no problems. So the next step is going to be to cut out the middle area where the redstone is going to go, and we're going to fill that in with 2 more blocks, or 2 more dirt blocks. So this will be the middle, it looks like. Yes, it is. Doesn't have to be in the middle, but that just leaves the most amount of room for the villagers to get like shortest path sort of thing. So if they're running out of carrots here, they don't have to run all the way over here and do it. They can just come back to this side. So yeah, under here, we're going to want this to be water. So this block here is going to be water. Probably get rid of that. And we'll come under here like this. This will also be water. And that will keep these 4 blocks all hydrated. We won't have to worry about any of that. And then you're going to want some of the redstone. So let me go ahead and get that ready so we know what we're going to be doing. And yeah, I can walk you through the redstone portion of this now. Alright, I created a little box here of all the things you're going to need as far as the redstone is concerned. You're going to need 2 observers, 2 sticky pistons, 2 redstone torches, 6 hoppers, 2 chests, 10 redstone, and 6 minecart with hopper. We can get rid of these, we don't need that. And let's go ahead and line this up. We are going to put a chest right in the middle here. Let's just make sure we get this in the right spot. That is going to be 1 out from directly under this last piece. So this is the last one, 1 out. And yes, that is what we want. Just kidding. That is not what we wanted. We want to bring this out 1 more. I was close, but I was 1 block off. So yeah, I just want to make that note. We had the chest here, and I said this is exactly what we want. Well, I was lying. We want to come out by 1 more block. So in the end, we'll want the chest directly underneath the pistons, which I'm about to show you where to put. And we want to have 1 space in between. So we'll bring the dirt all the way down, leave a space, and then place the chest. And then we want to place in 3 hoppers like that. I just did this because I'd like it a little bit more flat. We don't need it like this, the hoppers going directly into the chest from above. We can do it underneath. We are also going to need a few rail carts or rail pieces. That way we can place the hopper mine carts on the rail. So I'm going to change these out just so we can kind of keep things separate from the build. This will be all of the redstone pieces. We can either do glass, we can do any blocks with these. It doesn't matter if it's solid or not, at least for this part. So yeah, we want to place the observer facing towards the center here. So we got the little detector here. Anytime a block is updated here, that redstone signal will go, and that's what we want. And then behind here, we want the sticky piston 2 away like this. So there's a little gap here, and then we can bring out this. This is going to be our little trail of redstone into redstone torches, which I thought I had, but I don't. And then these redstone torches are going to power those. So anytime they're updated by the observer, they are going to alter the state of the piston here, and it's going to move that dirt. So just like that. Yeah, and it does a double tick. I didn't worry about adjusting it just because it's not really that big of a deal. You could add like some repeaters here to try and prevent it so it only does it once. But this works just fine, and you don't have to worry about that. So that is actually it for the redstone. You want the hopper minecarts underneath here to collect the items, and then you want to prevent the villagers from getting out and prevent the carrots from being shot around. So we're going to work on that right now. Just let me go ahead and get the pieces together that we need. Alright, so I have what I need. We can go ahead and head down here. We will start with the middle. Oops. Crouch and place the rail. We'll go ahead and place the hopper minecart and then break that. Same thing here. Place that. That is not what we wanted. Let's start over. We also want to have some blocks here to prevent the hopper minecarts from moving around. And I guess we'll start from this side. Try that. If I can break it. There we go. We don't want these moving around too much. Why is that? Maybe we need 2 of these. Place those both there. There we go. That's what we want. So place 2 rails and then the hopper minecarts on top. Break the hopper minecarts and do that for all 6. There we go. Break, break. And now we want to go ahead and block the villagers in. So we want to build this up 2 and then wrap this over and bring it down. And these blocks here will keep the carrots from shooting everywhere. And then we can go ahead and put 1 here and 1 here. I think we also would like to have 1 there and there. And then we want to fill up the back here and on top there. And then you can place glass panes here because we want to keep the villagers from falling into this hole. When that opens, they will fall in if there's nothing here. You could either do panes or full blocks. Doesn't really matter. It's whatever you decide to use. I just use these so they can get in a little bit further. The reach doesn't matter. But yeah, at this point, you are basically done. The only thing you need to do is till the soil. So you want to do all that all the way around. And then you want to pre-plant the field for the villagers. And then you want to get the villagers into here. And I'm going to go ahead and show you kind of that little process right now. Alright, I've gone through and tilled all of this and planted carrots. You can use carrots or potatoes, either one you want. And then you want to get 2 villagers in here that have never had any kind of, like, you haven't traded with them. They can be anything except a nitwit or a baby. So those 2 are good. And then you want to place 2 beds anywhere so they link to those beds. So they are both linked now. And then you want to change their profession by placing composters. So they are both now farmers. And then we want to trade with them so they keep their profession. So we can trade potatoes for you and wheat for you. Here we go. And then, so they don't get focused on these composters or sleep at night, we're going to go ahead and break all of those. They will stay as farmers and they will go ahead and farm, and that is their sole purpose in life. And from there, the farm is completely done. You just got to wait for these to grow up, then they will harvest it. So we can go ahead and do bone meal just to speed things up. So there we go. We have 2 that are completely filled, and they will harvest those and then toss them around and plant them. So then when they get enough, they'll come over here, start planting there, and this will pick up all of the carrots once they plant them. There they go. Sometimes they pick them up, so it doesn't always go through, but there we go. We're starting to plant carrots, and they are planting like crazy. These will all grow up behind them, and they'll have their infinite supply of carrots that they're just going to keep throwing into this chest here. Well, that is it for the tutorial part of the potato and carrot farm. I will go ahead and do a little AFK session to see how much they actually get. I forgot to test that before, but it's a good amount of carrots or potatoes. But as promised, I am going to show you these command blocks. This command block will remove villagers in an area, so teleport any villagers in the -7. Actually, no, sorry. It'll teleport any villagers in the area to -7, 5, -6, which is right here. So -7, 5, -6. So if we click that button, any villagers in the world will come into this box. So if we had a whole bunch of these, they will all end up in there. And this guy will send villagers to that farm only. So it'll take any villager in the area and send them up to there. So if we added a few more here, it will also be sent up there. So super simple command blocks, nothing to it, just a button, push the button, and they will be transported around however you want. So yeah, if you have any questions about the farm or command blocks or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment or find me in the Bedrock Discord. Link and information will be in the description. And I will go ahead and go AFK for a little bit at this farm, and we'll go ahead and see how many drops per hour this farm actually gets. Okay, I did about a 20-minute little AFK session, and I got 4 stacks plus 41. So that comes out to 13 stacks and 59 carrots per hour. Basically 14 stacks an hour. With the 2 villagers here. And if we come down here, we can take a look. It's been going a little bit longer, just while I did some math and stuff. But if we come down here, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stacks per hour. So a couple hours, you'll have a full double chest of carrots if you just let this run. And these guys will keep doing their thing forever. There's no way to turn them off. They'll just always, when you are near the farm, will be harvesting carrots for you. So if you wanted tons and tons of carrots, just build it somewhere near where you're always going to hang out, and you will have an endless supply of carrots or potatoes. And to end off this video, I just wanted to go over a few reasons why I did things the way I did them. The first one is why I chose 2 villagers over 1, and originally that was because they throw carrots at each other, and I figured they would empty out their inventories much faster and be collected by this minecart that is at the back here. But really, 2 farmers just means you harvest twice as fast. So you could probably add 3, 4 farmers in here and then expand this out. But for this 14 by 14 like farm area, 2 villagers seems to be the perfect amount to always have 1 carrot pop up around the time when they run out of carrots. If you look at this one farmer over here, he only harvests a little area and he'll never make it to the back. So if you want to go with about half the amount of carrots but a much smaller farm, you could go ahead and do 1 farmer. Feel free to try out 3 or 4 farmers, make the farms bigger, and send me screenshots if you'd like, and I can go ahead and show those off in the future. The reason I chose 2 pistons instead of 1 is because if you just have 1 piston, or just 1 farmland like this, the villager will get confused when he places the farmland, and he won't always go right back to placing. So right now he's just kind of sitting there looking dumb, like, I don't know what to do. I'm not going to place a carrot on there again. It's just going to go away. So if we have the second one, they kind of forget about that whole thing, and they just switch back and forth between the 2, and they will constantly throw their carrots out. And then the last one is why I put the observers on the side. I would have loved to have the observers right here, because then you could just place the powering of the piston right here and just update it, save a few pieces of redstone and make it a little bit smaller. but that will actually break the farmland because the farmland goes underneath the block and it no longer works. So you cannot have any kind of blocks underneath here. You could maybe get away with a slab. Why don't we go ahead and try that? It would have to be an upper slab. If anything, I have no idea, I've never tested this, but we'll take a look and see what happens here when he places something. If he does, looks like he's not going to. Okay, well, that looks like it is working. You could have a slab there as long as he plants on it. And it looks like he doesn't want to. Okay, there he goes. And it broke. So maybe just leave that clear of no blocks. I don't know why it kind of does that. But yeah, that's why I put the observers on the side and not directly behind it. And yeah, if you get the minecarts wrong, the carrots will float down and just kind of sit there. And like I said earlier, the villagers just kind of look at those carrots, longing for those carrots on the floor, and they will never be able to get to them, so they just have to wait until it despawns. So you want to make sure you get those minecarts in the right place. You definitely want to have them underneath here underneath here and underneath here. You could do without the ones here. And you want to make sure that you get the glass on the outside. It can be any block again. It doesn't have to be glass, but I just did that for visual purposes. So yeah, that's going to do it for this tutorial. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more tutorials in the future, be sure to hit that subscribe button and let me know down in the comments what kind of tutorials you'd like to see. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.